Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, August 29th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a couple of things here to update. And we should be good to go. Good. Perfect. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, a few more things here. Looks good, looks good. All right, looks like people are still making their way in. So I got a few more moments for people to join. And I'll post this to one last place. All right, guys, morning, everybody. Looks like people are still making their way in. Today is Tuesday, August 29th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. Pretty much posted the link everywhere already. So it looks like we are pretty much good to go. Let's see what's here so far. Morning, Vince. Morning, Karen. Morning, Rashida. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Samir. Morning, Van Harwig. Morning, Marcin. Morning, everybody. Looks like people are still joining in, so I'll give it a few more moments for people to continue joining in. Meanwhile, I'll start marking up liquidity over here on the weekly time frame. So I'm going to go over here and start marking up liquidity real quick. If you guys are new here, I'm marking up liquidity using my high-low indicator at untested high lows. You guys can see it's very simple if you guys do have my indicator because it pretty much does everything for you. You're kind of just plotting the lines where they're supposed to go. So it's pretty solid right here. So we'll go from the weekly down to the 10-minute, from the weekly down to the 1 hour, we mark them up in blue because those are quality liquidity zones. As we get below the 1 hour time frame, we mark them up in red so that we can identify those as weak liquidity zones. All right, more things here. I mean, we have a lot of liquidity that's sitting here because volatility has been kind of low. So this liquidity is eventually going to get hit. Might not hit today, might not hit tomorrow, but eventually it'll probably hit. Maybe by Friday, it may hit because this is NFP week. So we're going to expect some some pretty volatile movements as we get closer to the end of the week. So just a couple more things there to update. All right, 10-minute. And there we go. All right, so as you guys can see, it took me about a minute or two to mark up all of the liquidity here and go back down to the 1-minute time frame. Looks like we have some low level liquidity across the board here. We have one level down below and one level up above. So since this is low level, I would probably only go for 100 pips if you guys are looking to take it. Again, you guys don't have to take these liquidity pushes. This is all up to preference. If you guys do decide to take it, I'll have to see if there's a bias. If there's not much of a bias, I think it'll be a little bit too risky to take these trades. Looking over here at retail sentiment, it's currently 58% short. So this is going to be bullish neutral, more so on the neutral side, because you need to be above 65% in order for it to be one-sided. So right now it's 58% short. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently neutral right now at 53 points negative. Looking over here at the technicals, it's currently neutral for the short term and neutral for the long term. So there's not really much of a bias here, as you guys can see. So I don't know if I'd really want to take anything there. So today's overall bias, retail sentiment is bullish neutral, 58% short. Fundamental bias is currently neutral, negative 50 points. Short-term technicals, neutral. Long-term technicals, also neutral. All right, so we don't really have much of a bias today, guys, as you guys can see. Not very much of a bias altogether. Looking over here at news for today. Looks like we had news over here at 6 o'clock. That's pretty much mixed. Bullish, negative, bullish, negative. So news at 6 o'clock, news at 7, and 7:30. So 6 o'clock, 7, 7:30. I'm gonna go ahead and mark up news over here at 6 o'clock. You guys can see there wasn't really too much movement from it. There was news, but not really too much movement. 6 o'clock, 7, 7:30, I believe. All right, we have high impact news at 7, low impact news at 7:30. So I'll mark that up over here as well. So 7, 7:30, so that we're aware. All right, let's see who else is here. Morning, Miguel. Morning, Kevin. Morning, Shannon. Morning, Randy. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Maria. Morning, Dan. Morning, Andreas. Morning, James. Morning, everybody. All right, looks like pretty much majority of you guys are here so far. And we're ready to kick off this trading session. So pretty much marked up liquidity over here, guys. Closest levels are going to be up here and down here. Upper level is going to be 34,644. Lower level is going to be 34,539. We don't really have much of an overall bias. So if you guys want to take this, I'd be very careful if you guys do decide to take it. And if you do decide to take it, probably only go for 100 pips. You guys can see over here from the overall bias, retail sentiment's neutral. Fundamentals are neutral, short term's neutral, long term's neutral, everything's neutral. So there's not really much of a bias today. Market is now open, and you guys can see from this opening candle, there's not even much movement at all, which is pretty unusual, right? For the opening candle. So just be careful, guys. I mean, this is NFP week, as you guys know. And for NFP week, you can, like we've discussed this before, and we discuss this every month, the first week of every month. Typically during NFP week, if the market kind of sucks Monday, Tuesday, it's going to pick up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It sucked yesterday. It's kind of sucking right now. I mean, we'll see what happens in the next couple of minutes, but not really too much of movement here. Price is moving, but it's going back and forth. It's not really moving, directional at all. So I'm going to go ahead and mark up opening price over here as well. Small little Green candle right there. I'm gonna go and mark up opening price right there, 8 o'clock. Once we get some movement here, I'll come back and mark up structure on the clean chart. But there's not really much movement right here at the moment. Price starting to dump down a little bit, but there's not really too much direction, as I mentioned. Price is pretty much just bouncing around. Yeah, also CSUK said it is also NFP Trap Tuesday. Yeah, I agree with you too, CSUK. So 100% on that. ACJ morning. All right, so yeah, just be careful, guys. You know, today's Trap Tuesday. Most of you guys know that. It's Trap Tuesday for NFP, like CSUK mentioned. So don't get caught in these traps. I would wait for you know, some sort of direction first, and then once you have that direction, maybe start looking for entry. But right now, we just do not have any entries at this moment. What I'll do here is I'll start marking up my levels as well. These levels are going to help you guys understand, you know, actual movement of price. Yeah, so as you guys can see, these levels here that I've marked up, they're pretty spread out, right? So if these levels are spread out like this is basically telling you like, hey, volatility is very low. And then on top of that, if you look down at the ATR is currently at 12 right now. That's extremely low ATR for market open. So you can see how spread out these zones are right here, these levels, the 10 levels. That indicates that there's not really much movement at all. I mean, not necessarily just right now, but for like the past couple hours, there hasn't been too much movement. Because there just isn't very many, like the levels are just so far apart from each other that there's just not too much movement. And that's not what you want. You want there to be some volatility. So volatility right now is currently very low. ATR is currently 12. As you guys know, for the momentum pullback scalp, you need volatility to be at least at about 15 ATR. It's not even close to that right now. So there's nothing we can take here to begin with. We just got to wait for the market to kind of pick up a little bit. We have high impact news over here at 7 o'clock. So news will either pick up by then, or it'll probably go sideways until we get to news over here, because a lot of people are just going to wait until the news passes because it is high impact. We have JOLTS job openings right here. If you guys are not familiar with JOLTS job openings, this indicates how many jobs are open here in the US. This here is a big indication of our economy, right? Because technically we're supposed to be going into a recession. So if we're going into a recession, then JOLTS job openings are supposed to be negative, right? So looking over here, they are predicting that the news is going to be negative. So it was 9.5 million last month. This month it's 9.4 million. So it's going down about 1 million in jobs. Not really a million, 100,000 in jobs. It's not a big number, but it's still negative, right? So if inflation is going up and jobs are going down and interest rates are going up, that's not good for the economy, right? If you guys know like basic fundamentals of economics, you guys can basically understand that, right? If inflation is going up, things are costing more, people are losing jobs, and then on top of that, interest rates are going up. Not good for the economy. We're technically, I mean, it's hard to say. People have been arguing whether we are in a recession for like the past, you know, year or 2 years now. For me personally, I would say that we are in somewhat of a recession, just from, you know, my personal opinion, but, you know, people are going to argue otherwise. Economy is not good. Like, just to put out there, the economy is not good. Whether we're in a recession or not, the economy is not good. So, you know, we're going through turmoil here, and this here is going to affect it, of course, because it's just going to align with NFP. So if this is negative, like basically a lot of these news events here are leading up to NFP. So if the news here is negative, it's going to indicate that, you know, NFP is probably going to be bad. So there wasn't really much news yesterday. Today's like basically the first day of news for NFP, like big news. All right, so the ATR is still low. We currently have a buy signal right here. If the buy signal comes up and price continues to push along, then we may be able to have opportunity for entry. But if we don't, then, you know, we'll just have to keep following along until we do. So yeah, still nothing here. We're just gonna have to hang tight for a bit and wait for some momentum to pick up in the market. All right, so we're getting some movement here, but not really much of pickup in volatility. So the ATR down here is still 13. You can see that it's reacting with price. If price continues to move up, then it'll increase. Right now, we just don't have that yet. So we have a possible setup here that's starting to set up a little bit. We just need the volatility to pick up a little more. So what I'll do here is we'll follow it. As you guys can see, price is kind of climbing right here. We currently have a bullish momentum, which is right here. We have a bullish trend. Price is pushing up. The only downside here is that the volatility is a little low. So we may have a setup that is lining up over here. But again, like I mentioned, the volatility is just a little too low right now. So we're looking for a continued push in this direction. Once we get that continued push, we'll look for a retracement. Once we get that retracement, we'll look for the continuation. And that's technically where the entry should be. However, the volatility here should be a bit higher. It's still a little too low, but it's starting to pick up. It's currently at 14 right now. It's pushing towards this upper level of liquidity, which is what we're looking for. Basically, we're looking for a target. So we're looking for price to push up, and we're also looking for a target here, which obviously is going to be this area of liquidity. So if we get an entry down here, that's perfect because we can ride that up to the liquidity, right? So volatility is picking up slightly. ATR is currently at 14. If it goes up maybe 1 or 2 points, possibly we can start looking for an entry. But if not, then, again, we're going to have to be a little bit patient here, waiting for our opportunity to arise. So price is still pushing up right here. So again, we still need some increased volatility, but if price does retrace back down, so say for example, we get a red candle here that comes up, entry would technically be right here, or entry would technically be right here. I think volatility is starting to pick up right here. So probably something to maybe look out for if you guys are looking to pick it. So I'm looking at this level right here, basically the 10 level. Price is pushing up, so I'm expecting the ATR to pick up as well. It's currently still at 14, but I think it will increase to 15 if price continues to move along. So right here, this candle is going to close maybe, and now ATR is currently at 15, so we do have opportunity here for entry. So now we'll start looking for a retracement. Retracement at possibly the 10 level right there. So we got about 30 seconds left. If price continues to climb, that's completely fine. But if it pulls back, entry will either be at this 20 or at this 10 right here. Got about 10 seconds left on this candle right here. Does not look like we're going to get entry right here yet. Okay, price is still pushing up. Next level would be right here at the 30 mark. Price is getting a bit overextended. It's not there yet, but it is getting a little overextended. So next level here would be the 30 mark for possible entry here. We got 30 seconds left. Price is still climbing. So price came down and hit the liquidity right there. What I would look for here is a second touch. We've been talking about this over the past couple of weeks. Look for that second touch. 30 mark here may be the entry point. So depending on if this candle closes red, and if it's above this level, it's going to be at the 30 mark. If it closes below, it's going to be at this 20 mark. So just pay attention to this candle here and see how it closed. It didn't close red, so there's still no opportunity there. So again, right here, next opportunity is going to be down here at the 20 mark. Volatility is decent. It's not super high, but it's decent. It's currently at 15 right now. All right, so just looking to see where this ends up closing. Entry might still be at the 30, but there's got to be a retracement. So still following it here. If it closes slightly red, entry would be at that 30 mark. There was no retracement there. Next level is going to be here. Or same level of 30, I guess. So we're just waiting for a red candle. Once we get a red candle, we'll look for entry at the next closest level. Looks like price is pushing through. Got through the second touch right there for liquidity. I'm not in the position. I'm still looking for my retracement here to be at the 30 mark. Let's see, we got about 15 seconds left here. Let's see how the candle closes. I couldn't tell if it closed red or if it closed green. Okay, thanks, Vince. Yeah, so I'm still waiting, guys, for my opportunity here. You guys may be able to take a liquidity push there. It looks like it's second or third touch right there. Yeah, I mean, if it keeps climbing higher, that's fine. Still looking for opportunity over here. Now we mind if it just keeps climbing. So the 30 mark right here may be the opportunity for entry again. Yeah, still on a retracement. All right, whatever. If it keeps climbing, it keeps climbing. It's starting to get a little overextended at this point. The next level would be here at the 40, but let me see price from down here to here. It's still not over. I mean, it's getting close to overextended. It's at like 80 points, 90 points, basically 900 pips, 90 points, whatever you want to call it. Price is pushing through. Looks like liquidity right there. But we don't have that retracement. So there we go. Price blasts through a bit higher. Goes even further from there. Gotta close out. I was in liquidity, guys. Oops, I closed out a little early, but whatever it is, what it is, just took the trade there. I thought it hit TP, but I wasn't looking at the chart. If you guys took liquidity right there, hit full TP, and there it goes to the next level of liquidity up there as it continues to climb. The original level would be 300. So if you guys took it for 100 or 300, it would have hit. I just pulled out of mine right there. Nice. So profits were decent. I mean, there's some slippage across like literally all my accounts. Yeah, I mean, if you caught it, great. So there goes the liquidity right there. I mentioned for the second touch. So what happened here was price kind of hit right here, pulled back. I mean, either or, if you entered initially, like right when it touched, it would have been fine. But what I did here was I waited for the second touch. Price pulled back right here, came up for the second touch. I entered and I closed out manually because I thought it hit TP. I was looking over here and I saw this big blast in price. But at that point, I figured it probably hit TP. When I looked over here, the volatility was so low that it didn't actually blast through the TP. So I just closed it out manually. Looks like Maddie caught it. Maddie said caught liquidity closed early as well. Thought it hit my TP. Yeah, Maddie said should have held on to the 1 hour liquidity, but I'll take it. Yeah. So price did push back up right there. So there's one level of liquidity right there that got hit. And then there's another level of liquidity that's currently running here, or it might have gotten hit already. Let's see, for 100 pips. Yeah. So the second level here already got hit. The retracement here never really happened. So, I mean, unfortunately, there's just nothing we can take right now at this specific moment. Technically, there's still opportunity for entry here if anybody wanted to take it. But I think at this point, price is definitely overextended. And I probably would not chase this at this specific time. It's got to be over 1,000 pips at this point. It's been pushing for so long. So from this higher low right here, yeah, price is overextended. It's currently at 1,220 pips overextended. So, I mean, if you guys want to take it, the entry would technically be right here. It's still not filled yet, but it would technically be right there. I'm not going to take it because it's just a little too overextended. I don't like chasing after, you know, the big push has already happened. So that's why I got it from liquidity, because I wasn't expecting this to pull back enough for any entry here. So this is technically the entry that we were looking for, but because price is overextended, I'm not in it. It's probably gonna hit TP. It looks like it's about to right now, but I'm not going to take that risk, and I'm not going to put you guys in that risk either. So I'll take a screenshot of the liquidity push over here that I took. So I mark up these liquidities here so that you guys can see. As I mentioned, you know, you guys can take them if you like. The only reason that I was okay with taking a buy here was because the retail sentiment was somewhat bullish, right? It was 58% short. So that's the main reason I was looking for a buy here. If we had liquidity to a sell, I probably wouldn't have taken it because the bias here is pretty much bullish for the most part. Looking over here at the fundamentals, are currently still neutral. So they're plus 17 right now. It's not very strong at all. There goes the momentum pullback scalp, just hit TP. We have news coming up in about 10 minutes, guys. So I probably would be careful taking any more other entries. But if you guys took the other entry right here that I marked up for you guys, the one that I said was risky, you guys would have hit your TP already right there. So this is a setup for the momentum pullback scalp. This is what we were actually looking for. However, we weren't able to hop in because price never pulled back here. We had the buy signal right here. So let me go back. So all right, we had a buy signal right here. Trend was bullish. Trend meter is bullish down below as well. Pivots were bullish. Price pushed up, retraced with this red candle, insert at the next whole number, which is right here. Shot for 100 pips, price pushed up, full TP. So if you guys took that, great. If you guys took liquidity, there was two opportunities of liquidity right here at this level and this level right here. Both of them hit full TP. So, all right, other than that, I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot of this, or I think I already did. There we go. Or no, actually I didn't. So if you guys have profits to share, you know, feel free to send them in. I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot of my profits as well. Just a heads up, if you guys weren't on the mentoring session yesterday, I did tell everybody that I decided to give TFF another shot. So I'm using TFF right now. I'm on their challenge, took my first trade, first win of the, first win on the account so far. And we'll see, you know, where this ends up going. Hopefully it's better than it was before. Kip's been getting payouts. Kip's like actually on the leaderboard with TFF. So I figured I might as well give it a try. So, I mean, we'll see what happens here. I also have a I added a personal account, Hero FX. I just wanted to see how they work because I've never used them before, but I see a lot of people use them. So I'm in a point where I'm just adding a bunch of accounts to my copier. That's like literally what I'm doing. I'm just adding accounts to my copier, and I'm just trying to stack as much profit from trading as possible because I don't really want to teach as much anymore. If you guys have been following me for a while, I mean, I still teach. So I still teach and mentor weekly for the group mentoring session, but I no longer teach one-on-one anymore. I just feel like it's not a good use of my time. I could be spending my time doing other things rather than teaching. And I make enough from trading, so I don't really need to teach. You know, a lot of people hate on people who teach, but I mean, teaching has been beneficial for me. So I'll still teach for group mentoring sessions, but I don't necessarily do one-on-ones anymore. It just takes up too much time, too much effort. And I'd rather just make all my profit, or majority of my profit from just trading. But if you guys do need help, I'm still here to answer questions. I'm still here to teach. It's just, I'll teach people who want to learn, not basically people who are begging, basically. It's there's a clear line between someone who wants to learn and someone who's just begging for signals and stuff like that. I think that's kind of what annoys me the most. So there's no entry for us right now, guys. The reason why I'm kind of chilling for a little bit is because we are getting close to news. So yeah, exactly. Sisu said more of a handout than begging. Yeah. So a couple of things that I won't do, guys, is I won't give you guys signals and I won't add you to my copier. I'll teach you how to trade and I'll help you get better, but I'm not gonna make things, I'm not gonna do everything for you. Because I mean, if you do that, there's like no point because you'll never really learn anything. Yeah, exactly. Sisu said AK basically making you do the work for them. Maddie said signals are pointless. Yeah, I mean, well, for our way of trading here, signals are like literally impossible. I can't give you guys signals for scalping. These trades happen way too quick. As you guys can see, I barely can take them myself because they happen so quickly. So like I mentioned, you know, it's better to just learn how to trade, and I'll teach you how to trade, but you're gonna have to put in that work. So all right. So here are my profits so far. As you guys can see, I have a ton of accounts. How many accounts do I have now? I have a lot of accounts on this copier. I'm going to see how the how my personal account does. If I like it, then maybe I'll keep it. If not, I'll just stick to the funding companies because I mean, we'll end up seeing where it's at. So here's my main account. The first one, 720. That's my FTMO number 1. Second account over here is my FTMO number 2, 670. 670 on my FTMO number 3. 670 on my FTMO number 4. 150. This is my personal account. It's on Hero FX. I'm just giving them a shot. Here's my MFF number 1, 220. MFF number 2, 320. MFF number 3, 320. And then my TFF down here. You can always tell it's TFF because they give you some weird profits. It's always like with the decimals. So I made 565 and 37 cents. So I have a 100K account with TFF. It's not funded yet. It's in the challenge phase. And we'll just see how it goes. I mean, if it works well, then I'll keep stacking up my TFF accounts and I'll just merge them up. But yeah, you guys can see I have a lot of accounts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 accounts right here. 9 accounts on my copier. So eventually I'm gonna merge my FTMOs back together. I thought having separate FTMOs would help me with MFF, but it doesn't make a difference. So I'd rather have less accounts. So I think in the future I'm going to merge all of my FTMOs back to a 400K. I'll do it eventually. I don't need to do it right now. And then for my MFFs, I'll split those up into 200Ks because they have a cap limit for the lot size. And then for TFF, I'm going to see what's the case. I like, I don't know if they have a cap size on their lot size or whatever it may be. If they're like MFF, I'll just keep them at 100K. But FTMO is fine. I don't have to do anything with FTMO because they're pretty solid. I don't have to worry about them, undercutting me on profits and stuff. But all right, guys, we're currently waiting for news to pass over here. So we gotta wait for news here at 7 o'clock. As we wait for that, I'm gonna take individual screenshots of my profits. And we'll take a look at everybody else's profits as well. Seems like a lot of you guys took the liquidity push with me, so pretty solid. But yeah, guys, I'm trying to find other funding companies that work well with our trading style. Patricia told me about Funded Engineer. I signed up for them yesterday. I paid them twice actually, and they haven't given me my login details. So once I get that, I'm going to add that to my copier as well. I'm just adding a bunch of accounts to my copier at this point. Yeah, I'm just adding a bunch of accounts to my copier, and then we'll see who pays out, who's consistent, who isn't, and then we'll go from there. And being able to trade on the copier is nice because you can just allocate your risk throughout all of your accounts, so you don't have to put everything all on one account. Samir said E8 funding is awesome. Are they good, Samir, like using for scalping? Because I've heard from everybody else that they're not good. So I don't know. I always get mixed reviews from E8. E8 was one of the funding companies that I wanted to use. Are you funded with E8, Samir? Like funded and getting payouts? Because I think that's usually where things change. If you're still in the challenge phase, then it's different. Because I've done a bunch of challenges. And then once I got funded, they put me on a different server and it's like complete mess and it's not worth it. Yeah, like Rashid over here said, she doesn't like E8. Their fees are terrible. C6 said their interface is cool. Yeah, so if anybody's funded on E8 and they're actually getting payouts, let me know, because if they're that good, then I'll use them. But if they're not that good, then I'm not going to waste my time with them. I've used TFF before, so I know that they're okay. They're not great, but they're okay. So, I'm just trying to make as much profit as possible doing the least amount of work, which you guys can see here. I'm just adding a bunch of accounts to my copier, and I'm not really focused on teaching anymore. So, the reason why I'm kind of pushing away from teaching as well is because we have one strategy to follow, or like two strategies. We have liquidity push and we have momentum pullback scalp. I've been using these strategies for like 3 or 4 months now. And they've been pretty awesome, right? They've been working pretty nice. So I don't really need to change anything up or just stick to what we're doing. All right, so I got so many accounts now. Okay, so let's go over all the profits. We're waiting for news to pass here. So let's take a look at the profits real quick. So here's my FTMO locked in 720, FTMO number 2, 670, FTMO number 3, 670, FTMO number 4, 670, Hero FX 220, MFF number 1, 320, MFF number 2, 320, MFF number 3 or whatever. And then here's my TFF locked in 600. So pretty decent, pretty close to my FTMO, my main FTMO accounts. That's a lot of accounts. I got like 9 accounts now. All right, so we got news right here. That's weird. I just got a notification from my copier. It said it couldn't close any of my trades, but all my trades are closed already. That was a weird message. All right, so we need to wait for price to stabilize a bit. This is a news candle right here, huge candle. I'm assuming the news was good. Let's check the news real quick. All right, so Jolt's job openings, surprisingly, they were all bad, but price went up. So this is why I don't trade news, guys. So as I mentioned earlier, the Jolt's job openings here was forecasted to be negative, right? It was actually super negative. So last month it was 9.16. Therefore, actually, okay, so I take that back. I read this wrong. Previously, last month, it was 9.16 million. They were forecasting it to be higher. It was actually super negative. So it missed the mark by 640,000 jobs. So the news here is very negative, but you can see price still pushed up. So the thing here to look out for, this is all manipulation, obviously. Price shouldn't have went up based off news because the news here was negative. There's less jobs. So here's another clear example why I don't trade news. So I wouldn't be surprised if price pulls back down from where it's currently at. So I'm expecting a retracement here. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, the news shouldn't have pushed price up because the news here was super negative. Looking over here on Forex Factory, yeah, it was very negative. You can see over here, last month it was 9.5. They were forecasting it to be 9.4. It was actually 8.8. That's a big drop in jobs. So that's not good for the economy. If we're down that many jobs, I mean, we'll see. We will see what happens here. Samir is asking, was that a high-low scalp at 701? No. So it wouldn't be because this candle right before it, this green one already broke and closed past the, well, it's not even a lower low. So for one, there's no lower low here, Samir. This would need to be a lower low. It's a higher low. It has to be a red one like this right here. And then this would have to, there have to be no candles that break and close past pivots 1 and 2. So there's two things here that were not there. So there's no lower low here. And then also this candle before, the momentum signal already broke past the pivots. So that was not an entry there. You would need a lower low, which would be like this red one here, or you would need a higher high, which would be like this green one right here. So higher high, sell signal, breaking close past pivots, entry. Lower low, buy signal, breaking close past pivots 1 and 2, entry. But right here, there was none of that here because this candle already broke and closed past it. Plus, there was no lower low right here. So, or which one are you talking about? Sorry, Samir, I'm like confused now because I know that you're typically looking to apply the momentum scalp. I know you said high-low scalp, but from what I've been discussing with you for the past couple of days, you were only applying the momentum. So, sorry, I'm got a little confused. Okay, you're talking about the high-low scalp. Okay, so talking about the high-low scalp over here, this would technically be an entry, but this candle is too big. So for one, this candle here is too big. That's like automatic no, so you definitely wouldn't take the entry. And then on top of that, this was a news candle. So for one, it was news candle. This movement happened because of news. It's not a regular candle. And two, this candle is too big. So if you were to enter here with the TP stop loss of 1030, your stop loss would be smaller than the candle. So if price retraces down like it typically does, if the candle is big like that, it'll stop you out before it hits your TP. So yeah, there's no high-low scalp and there's no high-low momentum scalp either. So for either strategy, make sure to go back and review the video, Samir, because for the high-low scalp, there's red flags that you look for. You can't trade near news. You can't trade near any of these horizontal lines. If you can't trade near opening price, you can't trade near the sessions. There's a lot of times when not to trade. So you can see over here as well, if you turn on the sessions indicator, there's a Asia low right here, or Asia high, and there's a New York lower high right there as well. So there's like so many wrong things about this entry here that you mentioned that it's not even one that you would even bother looking at. So yeah, so for one, it was a news candle. Two, there were sessions right here, and three, the candle here is too big. So make sure to look at the video that explains red flags, because that's one of the main things that that we look out for when you're applying majority of the strategies. Yeah, no problem, Samir. I know you're new, so everything here is still kind of brand new to you. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good that you're applying the high-low scalp because that's one of the favorites. So I think you're the one that asked me on the mentoring session yesterday or a couple of days ago. A couple of favorites for me would be momentum pullback scalp, liquidity, high-low scalp, or triple confluence that goes in conjunction with the high-low scalp and the V1 variation. So those are basically like my 4 top strategies that I like to use, and I think they work very well. So here's an example right here of a high-low scalp that you would actually take, Samir. So see how this right here was a high? This candle broken close past it. This would actually be a triple confluence. So it's a high-low scalp, but it's in conjunction with 2 other strategies. So if you would have taken this one down here, that would have been a solid entry, right? Yeah, just be careful for the red flags. All right, guys. So price is kind of going sideways right here. We just got to wait for, price to continue pushing. We currently have a buy signal right here. So we still have opportunity for entry if we're looking to take we still have opportunity for entry here if we're looking to take the momentum pullback scalp. We just need price to kind of push away from where it's currently at. So we need price to push up, retrace down, and then entry would happen probably at this level right here, the 10 mark. All right, Maddie, we'll see you back here tomorrow. So Maddie's done with trading for the day. He locked in his profits. He just doesn't like the way the market's moving, and he's going to wrap it up. So, all right, Maddie, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Kenny's asking if Surge Trader is good. So I was going to try Surge Trader back then because they let you trade directly on TradingView, but from what I heard, they're not that good. They use ACAP as their liquidity provider, and a lot of people don't like ACAP because of the execution time spread. They're not really good for scalping. They might be okay for like swing trading or intraday trading, but not necessarily for scalping. Let's see, Andrew said might dump heavy after news manipulation like last week. Yeah, I can see that too, Andrew. So I'd be a little careful here with the entries, guys. I mean, I'm still looking, but I'd be a little careful. This is the lowest part where I take entry from. Momentum's like right here. So I need price to actually push away. I need price to push away from this area and retrace. If it stays right here where it's currently at, probably not going to risk it or mess with it because it's just not worth the risk. Hey, what's up, Jay? How's it going? All right, so since we're waiting for an entry right here, let's take a look at everybody's profits for the day so far. So we have, let's see, we got Glenn over here. It looks like he took the liquidity push as well. Glenn locked in a total profit of well over 200 for the day. Nice work, Glenn. So solid profits right there from Glenn. We have Delicia over here. She locked in a total profit of 280 for the day. Nice work, Delicia. So it looks like there was possibly an entry right here, guys, but I didn't take it. I mean, it looks like it would have set up there. It closed like too close to the level. I mean, it's technically running right now. I'll just follow it, but I'm not going to take the trade. I'll just wait for the next setup to come up because I mean, it barely closed. I don't know if anybody was able to take it, but I didn't take it myself. Like I was waiting for it to come back and give me an entry, but it didn't really push up like I wanted to. So you guys can see over here my markup. I wanted to actually push up away and then come back and then fill over here. But I'm just going to take this off because I'm not in this position. But I mean, technically that would have been an entry right there if you were looking to take it. But you can see how price is going sideways. There's just a lot of red flags here where I wouldn't want to take the trade. So for one, you guys can see my markup here. Price never really pushed up to this point and came down like I wanted to. And then also we still have this big news candle right here. So price might come down and fill that candle like I mentioned earlier. Whenever you guys get a big candle like that, you probably want to be careful because price will typically come down. So there's 2 different scenarios here. Price will either come down halfway, fill it from there, or it'll come down to the full candle. And then once it comes down to this point right here, it's either going to climb back up or it's going to climb down further. So it's just not a good area to trade in right here. I mean, it's basically doing what Andrew just mentioned. So Andrew said it might dump heavy after news manipulation like last week. And that's exactly what's happening right here. So whenever you guys get a big manipulated candle like this, so the reason why we know this is a manipulated candle is because price spiked up, but the news was all negative. There's no point for price. There's no reason for price to go up, right? CD consumer confidence was negative. Joel's job opening was negative. Price is probably going to come down and correct. It wasn't supposed to push up like that. So if anything, price might come down and maybe even come down and retest opening price down here. Let's see. Hey, Visual. Visual said the 5Xers are good and they have a good scaling plan. So I've heard of 5Xers a lot, like a long time ago, like maybe like a couple years ago. I heard about 5Xers. They were one of the first companies that I was looking to maybe use. Back then, they didn't have US30 though, so we couldn't trade with them. So I've never used them myself. But I don't know, maybe they're good now. I haven't really heard of anybody talk about 5Xers over the past, couple years now. But yeah, they might be better now. They might even, I'm assuming they now allow people to trade US30 because that's like one of the main assets people trade now. Samir's asking if this is a high-low momentum scalp. Yes, it was, and it just hit full TP, Samir. Kevin right there just mentioned as well. He just mentioned the high-low momentum just hit. So if you guys are applying that strategy, there was a higher high right here. Sell signal right here, broken close past pivots 1 and 2, and it went straight to TP right there. If you guys took it, it blasted right through it. So it looks like Nikki caught it, Natasha got it, CJ got it, Kevin identified it, Song also identified it, Samir identified it as well. Nice work, guys. It looks like a lot of you guys here caught that trade. This used to be one of our official strategies. I haven't been applying it too much because I haven't been paying attention to it, but as you guys have seen, it's been working like very well over the past couple months. Nice work, Samir. So Samir started with a 50K demo. Samir is just trying out everything, right? Making sure everything works well for him. So Samir over here tried out. He started with 50K demo, I think this week, and he's now currently at 5,463 for the day. Nice work, Samir. So great work on that account, guys. It doesn't matter if you guys are using a demo account or using a real account or using a challenge or using a funded account. As long as you guys are making progress with your trading, that's completely fine, right? You can trade on a demo, and then once you're comfortable, move on to either a personal account or a challenge or a funded account, and then from there you'll start to just reap the benefits of of your consistency. So nice work right there, Samir. Great consistency and great. You just joined us like not that long ago, I think over the weekend, and you're doing really good. It's only been like 2 days this week, and Samir's up 4,600. Even though it's a demo, you're still in profit, and you're holding your consistency. So nice work right there. Some more profits over here from Sam. Sam locked in a total profit of 803 for the day. Nice work, Sam. Catching those trades right there. We have Andrew over here. Andrew on his first account, total profit of 559. These are earlier profits. And then Andrew's current profits now at 1,172 for the day. Nice work, Andrew. Solid. Yeah. So Andrew said done for the day with that last trade, and he's now going to wrap it up. Vince over here also mentioned a V1 variation. So Samir, here are all the strategies that I told you are my favorites, right? So the high-low momentum scalp, the high-low scalp, and then a V1 variation right here that Vince just identified. You can see there's a double body with a pending buy signal, and it's swinging back up right here for a full TP right there. So as you guys can see, or like I mentioned to you, because Samir was asking, what are the best strategies? There's no best strategy. All of them are good. I don't really teach strategies that are like mediocre. Everything that I teach is like very useful, and they work hand in hand with each other. So nice work right there, Vince. Identify a V1 variation, double body rejection, pending buy signal, bullish trend, and price is now starting to climb back up. So a couple entries right there, high-low momentum scalp, V1 variation. We have a buy signal right here. This is probably going to give us opportunity to look for another momentum pullback scalp. This candle has about 10 seconds left on it, so we'll keep following it and see where it goes. But yeah, we're looking for this to continue climbing. and provide us some opportunity for a buy. Looking at liquidity over here, liquidity is still pushing up to the next level of liquidity right there. So there may be opportunity for entry as price continues to climb up slightly. So the lowest level of entry would be right here at the 20 mark for me. I need price to push up a bit higher, retrace, and continue. Once I get that, then solid. We got Andreas over here. Andreas locked in a total profit. So Andreas took the high level momentum scalp, total profit of 670 earlier today. And then his second trade over here, now total profit of 1,280 for the day. Nice work, Andreas. Solid profits right there. So great work right there. Sam over here took liquidity, total profit of 1,117 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Sam. Yeah, you guys are doing pretty good. Solid work, guys, across the board here from everybody. Here is Maddie's profits for the day. Maddie took that trade right there as well for the push to the upside. Total profit of 400 across all of his accounts. So 400 basically per account. 400 on his first one, second one, third one, fourth one, and Maddie is done for the day. So nice work right there, Maddie. Locking in those profits. And then we have Rashida over here, total profit of 381 on our top step. Nice work right there, Rashida. And then Rashida over here as well on our MT4, total profit of 329 for the day. Nice work. So all wins, guys. Solid work by all you guys here so far. Those are all the profits. If you guys have more profits to send in, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, we will continue looking for more entries here as we move along. So those are my profits right there as well. I'm still looking for my entry here, guys, so don't worry. I haven't stopped looking. I'm still waiting for my opportunity, but I just have not had that yet. All right, so price pushed up to where I wanted it to push up to. I'm now looking for the retracement. So if we get a red candle right here, my entry is going to be at the 20 mark. I'm basically just looking for a red candle right here. Once I get that red candle, I will be looking to take entry right here at the 20. ATR is currently at 20, so it's looking nice right now. Volatility is pretty decent. Just going to see how this candle here closes. This is the lowest level I'll enter from. I won't enter anywhere below this because momentum's down here. Candle can't be at the momentum signal. So my entry is going to be right here at the 20 if this candle closes above this black line right here. So that's kind of what I'm looking for right there. I'm just waiting for it to close above it. Unfortunately, it did not close above it, so there's no entry for me there. So there's no entry here, guys. It didn't fit our criteria. This candle closed below the black line. So unfortunately, we've got to wait for another opportunity here to set up. Samir said, spent money on trading for years. First time it feels like it's worth it. Yeah, no, definitely, Samir. I mean, you just have to stay consistent now. You've already found what you're good at, and you found your success with trading. So now you just got to continue to stick to what you're doing. Don't change your trading, as soon as you just don't change your trading at all. Funny story, not really funny. It's kind of a sad story about Steven. If you guys remember Steven, we were talking when Kip came to visit this last week, we were talking about how, Steven was everyone was proud of Steven because Steven is one of our older members. He's still around here. He just doesn't trade as much because he's working a regular job now. And he's still trying to trade. But Steven here, he did not do well for almost a year. And then he started to finally follow just one strategy, which was a breakout. He did that every day and he didn't lose a trade for about 3 months. So for 3 months straight, he didn't lose one trade. He got funded. As soon as he got funded, he got his funded credentials. And then during Asia session, which he never trades, he got his login during Asia session. And as soon as he took his first trade during Asia, he did his own strategy and he blew his account. So he's an example of, if you find something that works, stick to that. Don't change your strategy. Don't change your trading plan. Just continue doing what you're doing. Because you definitely don't want to, You don't want to end up in that situation. So there's still no entry here, guys. Price is not pushed away from where it's currently at. Let's see. Samir's asking, I don't understand the opportunity you were looking for with the pullback. Can you explain it again? Well, there was no opportunity here, Samir. We were looking for the entry. So we have the buy signal right here. We confirm the trend on the pivots. Price is above the pivots. Pivots are angling up. Trend meter down below is green. So we had price push up right here, and we're looking for the retracement. So this candle right here retraced, but it retraced past this line right here, which is the entry level, right? So since it retraced past it, there's no entry because your entry would have to be down here. But if your entry is down here, it would surpass the momentum. So there's no entry right here. If this candle closed above it, so if this red candle closed above this black line, then our entry would have been right there. That's the opportunity that we're looking for. But it didn't close above it, so we couldn't take the entry there. So we're looking for the same thing here. Price pushed up, we're looking for another retracement, and then we're looking for entry, whenever it provides the entry for us. So same thing again right here. We got price pushing up. We're now looking for the retracement, say a red candle like that. And if that's the case, entry could be right here at the 20, or it can be right here at the 30. I mean, it just depends on where this red candle closes. If it closes below the black line, that's going to be down here. If it closes above, it's going to be right there. So we'll see where this ends up going. Kevin said second touch of liquidity. Yeah, so there goes the second touch of liquidity there. If anybody's looking to take that next level, I mean, there's a bunch of levels here that, so this one over here got hit already, obviously. This one right here is currently pending. Just looking for the possible entry here. If this is the case and price pulls back a little bit, entry might be right here at the 30 mark. Got like 40 seconds left on here. 30 seconds. Volatility is pretty decent. It's at 18 right now. All right, I'm gonna put my pending order right there. Hasn't filled it yet. If it pushes up, I'm going to cancel it. But it hasn't filled my order yet for the, I'll have volume up to right there. No, it's too late. All right, I might have to cancel it. Let me see. Actually, it's still running right now. The volatility is starting to die down pretty heavily now. So I got my pending order right there. This volatility is very low. All right, currently in it now. I gotta watch it manually because I can't put a TP stop loss, unfortunately. So it's gonna watch right now. I just got in on my top step. I was waiting for it to fill. I'm just watching to see where it goes now. Let's check area of liquidity. So it might come up for another touch. But again, I gotta watch it because I can't put a TP on there, unfortunately. It's kind of annoying. If it ends up closing with the sell signal right here, then we're gonna have to close for a small loss, unfortunately. I'm hoping it doesn't, but if it does, then I'm just gonna have to cut my losses right there for that because of the the criteria that we're following. All right. So again, guys, if this sell signal here closes, we have to pull out for a small loss, because that's how the strategy works. That's the only time you pull out. The only time you pull out of the trade is if it hits your stop loss or if you get an opposite momentum signal, because the last thing you want to do is get caught in a opposite swing to the downside. So I'm watching it right here. The volatility started to die down quite a bit. That should have been like one of the red flags there to maybe look out for, but you know, it happens sometimes where the market's just been kind of weird. So it's hard to tell because the volatility typically will hit your TP right away. But for this, the volatility kind of just flatlined right before I got filled. Got about 5 seconds left on this candle right here. Yeah, exactly. C6 said freaking trap Tuesday. Yeah, today was, I mean, we should have expected something like this to come up for trap Tuesday. The volatility here is very low, as you guys can see. It's kind of like spike wicking around a bit, but the volatility still altogether is kind of slow. So I got to see how this here plays through. If it doesn't play through properly, then you know, I'm just gonna have to sit tight on this one. I only got in on my top step. I could probably put a buy stop there. If it swings back up, I could probably put a buy stop to catch it on my MT4, but I didn't have time to set it up because I was waiting for this to fill and it just took forever. Usually it fills right away and I'm ready to hop in. But this time I just didn't have that opportunity. All right, so we'll see where this ends up going. Hopefully it swings right back up. But already at this point in time, we're already in this position for longer than we typically are. Usually we're in this position for like a few seconds, maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes. But we're now in this position for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 minutes. This is a long hold for a scalp. And the volatility just died down. When we made entry, volatility was at 18, it's now at 16. And it's just getting slower and slower. So let's see where this ends up. I'm hoping it just shoots right back up and then hits our TP. That's like best case scenario. But right now the volatility is low. I prefer to know right away if I'm right or wrong rather than holding on to it for too long, because we're in a scalp, like we're scalping, we're not intraday trading. If we were day trading or intraday trading, then I would be okay holding it because those trades typically are supposed to be held for, you know, 30 minutes or so. But for scalping, you should know right away if you're like right or wrong. Okay, so looking over here at the ATR got even lower. So ATR is now currently at 15. So the volatility here is pretty much, it's not looking great because we typically want to know right away, or we want there to be some movement so that we can be liquid with our position, but we can't be liquid right now. All right, we got about 10 seconds left on this candle right here. Wait, what the fuck? That was weird. I don't know what happened, but it closed. Okay, so I'm out of the position, guys. It closed me out manually. I didn't even close myself out. All right, anyways, I took a small loss there, guys. Not a big loss, but I took a small loss right there. It closed me out at like right here. At like 15. Just weird. I don't know how that even happened. I didn't even close myself out. Yeah, C6 said they're watching it shooting up. I know it shot right back up. I don't know what happened. That's weird. Yeah, and now go straight to TP. That's exactly what we want. We want this to go straight to TP right now. Yeah, blast right through, do it. I got out of that. So I don't know what happened with my Top Step. Top Step pulled me out for whatever reason. I didn't even, but I got it on MT4, so I still made money on it. So I don't know what happened with my Top Step, guys, but it manually closed me out. If you guys saw, it said order closed over here, and I was like, the fuck? I didn't close it. But it's weird because it closed it right when I got to the like right when the sell signal came up right here, it manually closed me out. So I don't know. That was kind of annoying because if I would have held on to it, it would have went straight to TP, but it's okay. I made profit on my MC4. I made a loss on my so I don't know what to consider this. Anyways, I'll just mark this up here and I'll just give my explanation for both. So I don't know. I wish I had an explanation for you guys, but I don't know what happened. I know there's issues with TradingView, but the thing is I'm not trading on TradingView. I'm trading on Tradeovate. So I don't know, man. That was kind of annoying, but it doesn't matter because I would have had to close out anyways. I still would have had to close it because the sell signal came up, but I don't know. I just find it kind of weird that that happened. Let me check real quick because I didn't hit. Okay, so it says we were in that position for about 4 minutes and 48 seconds. My loss was only 1,000, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, I still don't understand like why it closed me out. Whatever, it is what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna mark this up over here real quick. So I'll just put took a loss on my Top Step accounts. Close me out automatically on sell momentum for negative 150 pips. It's not that much. It's only 150 pips. So I just need one more win to make it back. So my entry over here, if you guys listen to my analysis when the trade was running, I said I was going to put a buy stop over there. So what happened was the entry filled my buy stop when it came back up right here. And then that's when Marcin was like, now it's a TP. And I was like, yeah, I let it hit TP because I'm in the position now. So I let the trade run and it hit my TP. I mean, I pulled out early because it was just kind of sitting right there, but then I still hit my TP. So, however, took a win of plus 100 pips on my MC4 accounts. Pending buy. All right, so I'll just try to explain to you guys because I mean, there's going to be a little bit of some confusion here. So I will screenshot my losses there, of course, so that you guys can see. I mean, it still would have been, I still would have taken the loss. Yeah, like Miguel said, yeah, with the sell signal, we still would have had to get out anyways. The only thing that I'm confused about is like why it closed out. Because I mean, if that's the case, if I can have a setting there where it automatically closes me out, I actually want to use that setting because the setting was actually, it was beneficial for us. Okay, so here's my Top Step account. You guys can see I lost 1,200, not very much. I mean, that's like one more win. I just got to take one or two more trades and then I'll make it right back. So not really a huge deal right there. There's actually another opportunity here that is coming up, it looks like. At the 50 mark. The volatility is kind of low, but the entry be right here at the 50 mark. ATR is currently at 15. No, you know, I'm gonna sit out of it, guys. This is enough Trap Tuesday for me. Honestly, this is enough Trap Tuesday for me. There's news right here too, so I'm gonna be a little careful. I'll mark it up for you guys. I mean, obviously it's marked up right there. If you guys want to take it, the entry's right here at the 50 mark. But I think this is enough Trap Tuesday for me today. it's just, I don't want to get caught in another bad position like that where price goes sideways. Because typically we don't hold on to the position for that long. If you guys can see here. So for this loss, we held on to this position for about 4 minutes and 48 seconds. If you guys look at any of our other top step trades, it usually happens. Like we hit our profit pretty quickly. Let me see if I can find our last one. I haven't traded on my top step in a while. Okay, so here's our last top step trade. You can see we were in this position for like 40 seconds. So 40 seconds straight to TP versus today, we were in that position for about 5 minutes. And it basically, you know, it went in limbo for a while until it actually hit TP. So it's, I mean, today's a little bit of a mess. It's Trap Tuesday, like we mentioned. And, you know, these weird movements in price are going to happen from time to time, but I don't know, it is what it is. Anyways, I ate that loss, but then I made it right back on my other accounts. So let me screenshot my copiers over here, or copier accounts. So I did take a loss on the other account, but then I made a win over here, or I guess somewhat of a win. So it looks like TFF is actually being pretty decent with me today. Well, good thing we didn't take that entry because look at this huge cube right here. What the fuck? I'm not in a position. Wait, the fuck was that? I'm tripping, dude. The fuck was that noise? Okay, I'm not in the. That was a weird noise. It said order filled, but I'm not in a position right now. What the fuck is this? There's no open PL. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck was that, guys. I'm tripping. Today, you guys heard that noise, right? It said order filled and it had the ding noise. Let me refresh my trade of eight. Okay, I don't know, guys. I'm not in any position right now, so I don't know. Kenny said tripping Tuesday. Yeah, I don't know what that was. CJ said you're not tripping. You might have a poltergeist though. And I'll have this. I have the US30 poltergeist in my office right now. I don't know what that was, but you guys heard that it said order filled. I'm looking at my trade of eight right now. There's no entries here. Yeah, I clicked cancel all as well. C6, so I don't have any positions open. That is trippy. You know, there might be an issue with trade of eight again because I know they had issues before. If this is the case, then I might have to not open any more accounts with Top Step. It's unfortunate because I really like Top Step, but yeah, I don't know what it was. C6 said that's why he's been messing with Apex. Yeah, I don't know what that was. It's weird. My okay, well, whatever. Oh, sorry, I was looking at all my top set accounts to see if anything else filled, but it doesn't say that I have anything here, so I don't know. Anyways, let me finish posting my profits. It just kind of threw me off that it said order filled. Okay, so here are my profits so far across my MC4 account. So I have a loss over here for my top step, just one loss, $1,000, and then I have my MC4 over here. So here's my MC4 account. My first account locked in 1,500. Second account 1,400. My what's this count? My Hero FX 320. My MFF number 1,640, MFF number 2,740, MFF number 3,740, and my TFF number, or my only TFF 1,330. So those are my profits across all my accounts right there. I'm going to go ahead and start taking screenshots of my individual accounts. So I think at this point, guys, I don't know what is up with Top Step, or that should be another red flag for you guys. You guys hear that boing noise from MC4? If you guys ever hear that noise, something's going on. Like, because we've heard that noise before, and if there's like connectivity issues with the servers, there's something that weird that's going to happen in the market. So that should be another, yeah, that's another basically a wake-up call for me to maybe not take any more trades. So if there's any questions that you guys have, yeah, you probably should be trading right now, guys. MC4 is having issues with connectivity. All right, let me just finish taking screenshots of my profits, and then I'll answer whatever questions you guys have. I'm probably not going to take any more trades, guys. Today's Trap Tuesday. As you guys can see, a lot of weird stuff happened today. My top step, for whatever reason, filled an order, or it said order filled, but I didn't take an order. And then on top of that, the orders canceled on their own earlier. And then on top of that, MC4 is having issues right now with their servers. So just a lot of things to keep in mind, and reminder to probably, hold off on your trading for right now because of the because a lot of the random things that are happening. All right. Man, I got so many accounts, so much work to just screenshot my profits now. The thing is, I like looking at these profits. I like looking at the profits individually. I wish there was an easier way where I can just do like a whole screen of like all my accounts. All right, let me just post up my profits real quick. Team. Now my profits added up pretty nice. So now that I have that extra TFF, I basically just added another set of profits basically. So it's been pretty pretty solid. So let me just go ahead and post this up real quick, guys. And then, man, it's like a whole mission for me to just take a screenshot of my profits now because I have so many accounts. I'm not even screenshotting the Hero FX account because for my Hero FX, it's an MT5 account. So they have an MT4, MT5, but they said the MT5 has better execution. And I put them side by side, and the MT5 does have better execution. So I got to download the MT5 app for me to take a screenshot of that. But anyways, here I'll go over my profits. So here is my FTMO number 1 account. I logged in 1,540 for the day, all wins. Here is my FTMO number 2 account, total profit of 1,440, all wins here as well. My FT1 number 3 account, total profit of 1,440. My FT1 number 4 account, total profit of 1,440, all wins. Here is my MFF number 1 account, total profit of 640. My MFF number 2 account, total profit of 740. My MFF number 3 account, total profit of 740. And then here goes my TFF challenge that I'm currently running right now. Locked in 1,330 for the day, all wins. So those are all my accounts, as you guys can see. I mean, I did pretty decent. I have one loss here from my top step of 1,000, but I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8,000 here on my MC4. So this 1,000 is not really a big deal. It's just it's a drop in the bucket compared to all the profits I made today. So let's see everybody else's profits. We have Sisuk over here, total profit of 720 for the day, 770 actually. Nice work right there, Sisuk. We got Randy over here. Randy said partial liquidity, high level momentum, interlate on the pullback, loss trying to take liquidity. Yeah, it's all good, Randy. At least you didn't lose that much. So Randy over here tried to take liquidity, locked in, or he took a small loss, but he's currently negative 80. So one more trade and you're back in profit, Randy. So it's all good. It happens. Maybe be a little more careful with like your entries, because it seems like, well, I mean, you identify them properly. So your partial liquidity over here, if you got the full liquidity, it would have been a nice, push up higher. This over here, you got caught in that liquidity. I would probably, so this is one thing that I talked about with a couple of people. A lot of people have been sticking to just liquidity on open, like how I do. For me personally, I only take the liquidity on open, and then it prevents me from getting caught in like these FOMO trades or revenge trades or late entries. So if this is the case, Randy, where you run into this issue a lot, maybe stick to just one liquidity, like probably stick to like one entry per strategy. So like one liquidity. For me, it's like one liquidity, one momentum pullback scalp, one V1 sometimes, one high-low scalp, just one of each versus taking a bunch of liquidity. Because I know it seems lucrative taking a bunch of liquidity, but a lot of these other strategies, they line up with liquidity. So like you can take a V1 on its way to liquidity and then take that liquidity as well, or just take liquidity before and then maybe a V1 after. Yeah, because I think if you get too stuck on just one liquidity, or just like taking all the liquidities, you start to get a little greedy. And I can say for myself, I've been getting greedy as well. So it's nothing different. Here's Kenny over here. Kenny has all wins for the day, one full TP and one partial, total profit of 800 on his FTMO account. Nice work, Kenny. Yeah, solid profits right there. All wins. We've got Andreas over here, total profit of 1,550 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Andreas. Vincent over here, total profit, or total loss, actually, unfortunately. Vincent over here ate a loss. He made back on his second trade, but the first trade over here, he took a loss. I think this was from the high-level momentum scalp. He took a small loss right there, partial of what he would normally lose. And then it looks like he had a partial win right here. So it's all good, Vincent. You know what happens. I mean, you're doing pretty solid, overall decent. You just have to, keep consistent with the trades here. But it's okay. Today's been kind of Trap Tuesday-ish, and this whole week's kind of been kind of choppy because of NFP. So, I mean, we'll see. Nathan over here said, I'm gonna chill on my fingers. I'm gonna chill now. My fingers are getting itchy. Nathan over here took 3 trades, one full TP, 2 partial profits, total profit of 2,230 for the day with all wins. Nice work, Nathan. We got Gian over here, total profit of 1,070 for the day. Nice work, Gian. All wins right there. And it looks like that's pretty much it for all the profits here as well. Exactly. Yeah, Randy said most of his losses are because of liquidity. Yeah, I have the same problem, or I'm not really, but typically if I do have losses, it's because I FOMO into like a liquidity trade or something, or I take it for a partial. So yeah, probably cool off on those liquidities. Maybe just take one per day and then try other strategies to complement it if you want to, or just focus on that one entry and just call it a day after that one win. That's what Gian does. So you can see over here from Gion's profits, he's been consistent. Today he made 1,000. He just took liquidity and just ran with it. Takes one trade and he's done. Yesterday took one trade, made 1,000. He's done. Day before that, took one trade, made 1,400. He's done, goes to the gym, right? Day before that, made 1,000. Day before that, made 400. Day before that, made 900. Look at Gion's consistency here. All Gion does is he waits for that first good liquidity, and he's done every day, right? You can like see the dates here from August. So from August 11, 3,000, August 17, 1,000, August, he took another trade there, 1,200, August 18, 800, August 21, 200, August 22nd, 900, August 23, 400, August 24th, 1,000, August 25th, 1,000. So he takes one trade a day, one liquidity push, and then he wraps it up. You think about it, you do 1,000 a day, 1,000 a day times 5, that's 5,000 a week times 4, 20,000 a month times 12. Just taking one trade, one liquidity push a day, Gion could be up 240,000 a year. And that's like stress-free. Hang out in live session for the first couple of minutes, take that liquidity, and then go do whatever you want to do after. All right. Okay, so that's pretty solid right there. Let me just scroll up real quick. It's 7:52 right now, guys. It's getting close to 8 o'clock. There's no direction of trend right now, so there's no direction of trading. Let's take a look at sentiment real quick. Sentiment's currently 61% short, so a lot of retail traders are currently selling right now. Typically, we want to do the opposite and buy. So we're probably going to be looking for some buys maybe tomorrow if this continues. If it kind of lowers a little bit, then maybe not. But if it continues, we'll probably hold on to it and use that there. Looking over here at the fundamentals, are currently bullish as well. They're somewhat bullish. They're 90 points in the green. So we have somewhat of a bullish bias now. It's more of a bullish neutral, bullish bias 60, and then bullish neutral for fundamentals. Short-term technicals, they're still neutral, but everything else is pretty much bullish. So yeah, if I had a choice to choose a direction, it'd probably be a buy, but I wouldn't take anything yet. I'd wait for price to actually confirm and be up here. And then I would look for a buy, because price can easily come down from where it's currently at. It's just going sideways right here down the middle. There's not really too much to look at right here. Price is just going back and forth. Not really much to look at. If you look over here, I'll go ahead and draw some structure. Yeah, so as you can see, price is just in a range. It's not really doing too much. I drew structure right there. If you guys are wondering how I drew the structure, I just turn on my high-low indicator, marked up the closest higher high, closest lower low, turn that off, drew my zones, and you can see price is just ranging between this area or between these areas. Okay, there goes my MC4 again. Yeah, you guys should probably not trade right now. As you guys can see, there's a connectivity issue with the servers right now, and that usually is going to give you a little heads up that your trades are going to get screwed. So the problem with this here, with the connection going off, is that if the connection goes off, so like for example right here, the connection went off, right? If price spiked during that shutoff time, then you would be screwed, because either you're going to be deep in profit or you're going to be deep in negative. You're not going to be able to close out of your position. So just be careful, guys, if you guys are still trading right now, because you don't want to be trading when there's connectivity issues, because you can be stuck in a position and price can really just fly in either direction. All right, let me scroll up real quick. And let me see. So Andrew's asking, is Hero FX similar to Henko? Yeah, they're pretty much the same thing. They're both like just regular brokers. Hero FX has been giving me some pretty decent profits. So Henko is giving me some negatives on my copier, so I couldn't use Henko anymore. Hero FX has been pretty decent. So, I mean, if you guys want to try them out, I would probably wait until I'm confirmed. Like I'm going to use them for a couple of weeks or a couple of months on their demo account. I'm going to see if it's consistent. If it's consistent, then I'll put some actual money into it, and then I'll just add it to my copier. So that's like free money for me to just keep stacking with my copier. It's basically going to cover the expenses of the copier, because I'm paying like almost like 150 a month for the copier, because I have like 10 accounts. So having that personal account is just going to basically pay for the copier. So I'm kind of just adding, it's just an extra cash flow to pay for expenses like the copier, so I can keep adding other funded accounts to it. But yeah, they're pretty solid so far. Seem pretty decent. Samir's asking about the liquidity push. So the liquidity push isn't necessarily one that's documented. If I mentioned it yesterday in the mentoring session, it's not one that I can really teach because it's different. It's not always the same every week. Identifying liquidity is the same, but identifying entries for the liquidity push is not always going to be the same, because sometimes volatility is higher. If the volatility is higher and there's a strong bias, then you'll go for 300 pips, which is typically the move that you're looking for. If the volatility is low, like today, you would only go for 100 pips. So there's different ways of applying it. It's either you go for the first liquidity push, you go for 300 pips, and then typically that's like your liquidity push for the day. But if the volatility is low, like today, ATR was currently at like 12 points, right? You only go for 100 pips because you want to get in and out of that position quickly. So what I would recommend is if you want to learn the liquidity push, it's pretty much the same way how we identify it. Just go on every live session. So if you guys want to learn my liquidity push strategy, I don't have a specific video for it, but just go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/KodiKaiTrades. Go to right here, the live trading sessions, and just go down this list, Samir. So go to all these videos and watch the first like 5 to 10 minutes of every video, because every video I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking up liquidity zones, and then I'm also identifying if we're looking for a 300 pip move or a 100 pip move, or if I'm even looking for a move at all, because I only trade in the direction of bias. So if there's no bias, I typically don't look for it. But if there's a bias, I'll maybe take either the full move or a partial move. So just go to the YouTube channel, go to the live trading sessions, just watch every live, so look at the videos here. I have over 721 live trading sessions. So you have 721 examples to understand the liquidity push. It's a very easy strategy, but you just have to understand like how to apply it during certain market conditions, because the market conditions are different. They're not always going to be the same. It's not a set in place strategy like every other strategy I teach. And that's why I don't necessarily teach it as a main strategy, because you have to actually understand what you're looking for. But typically I'm going to explain it every morning. So you're not really going to have much problem knowing what to use. You just have to be on the live session. But yeah, if you want to look at that, just watch every live session, just watch the first couple minutes, and then I'll show you how I identify areas of liquidity, and then also how I identify which direction I decide to take it, if I do decide to take it. Yeah, no problem, Samir. Yeah, I wish I could give you a better answer, but that strategy is it's a little more complex compared to everything else that we're applying here. Let me scroll up real quick. One last question. Let's see. Sisu sent me something. I'm not sure what you were sending, Sisu. Sorry, I'm just trying to see. Oh, you're asking if Trader Bait's coming back, or you're sharing this. Yeah, I mean, I guess there probably will be coming back, but I don't know. If that's the case, I'm probably not going to renew my account, or what I'll do is I'll just renew one of them. I'll just have one account with Top Step until they like fix stuff, because even the copy trader kind of throws me off. Like you guys saw that it kind of filled and exited on its own, which kind of threw me off. I think that's the problem with the copy trader, because you don't really know when it's going to happen like that. Like if that happens very consistently, it's not a good sign, because I can't have like 10 accounts on my copy trader and then they all get screwed up like it did today. All right, so let's see. James is asking one last question from James. He's asking, was the high-low momentum scalp just there? Let me see. So James is asking at 7:53. I don't see any entries over here, James, or a high-low momentum scalp. So right here we have a higher high, but this candle already broke and closed past pivots 1 and 2, so there's no entry right here. Right here we have a lower low. This momentum signal did not break and close past the pivots 1 and 2, so there's no entry there. There's a higher high here. This candle is too big, but it does fit the criteria. So there's a higher high. This candle breaks and closes past pivots 1 and 2, and the entry would happen down here, but I wouldn't have taken that because the candle's too big. So is there a different one here that you see, James? Because I'm not sure if there's a different one here that I'm missing. Because I don't see any entry for the high level momentum. Yeah, just review the strategy because it's a pretty simple strategy. It's just I think you might be missing a step or two because you're looking. So here, let me just clean this up. We're not looking for any more entries here anyways. So, and let me just take everything off the chart. Let me just clean everything up here so that you guys can see everything better. And I'll just leave pivots 1 and 2 up. So this strategy is actually really, really simple. I mean, this is like why Samir likes it. So you're looking for a higher high and you're looking for the momentum to break and close past the pivot. You're not looking for the higher high to break and close past it. You're looking for the momentum, right? So higher high, and then you need the momentum to break past it, which didn't happen here. Same with this lower low right here. You have a lower low. You want this momentum signal to break and close past these two pivots, right? Which it didn't. So there's no entry there. Again, right here, there's a lower low. Actually, this right here would be an entry. So there's a lower low right here. This buy signal broke and closed past it. So this is an actual good example. So prices below the pivots here, you get a lower low. This momentum signal breaks and closes past it, and that's where your entry would be. Right there. So this is an entry. This isn't, and then this isn't as well. Yeah, James said, didn't know if it had to be one candle that closes past pivots or it can be two. It's got to be the momentum signal because you're looking for the breakout, James. So whenever you have a momentum signal that breaks and closes past the pivots, like for example, right here, right? There's a higher high, sell signal right here, break and close past it. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for the breakout because when you identify that, you're looking for price to break out into a new trend. So basically price is trending up here, shifted below, you're looking for that breakout to the downside. Price over here shifted below, you're looking for that breakout back to the upside. So that's the main gist of the strategy. Samir's asking if 755 was an entry. No, there's no entry here. This candle is already below the pivot, Samir. So this candle would have to be somewhere up here. Like it'd have to be higher because this candle already broke and closed past the pivots. So I feel like you guys are having like the same problem. When you're looking for the break and close, you're looking for momentum. This higher high has nothing to do with the break and close. The break and close happens off the momentum. So that's what you're looking for, Samir. You're looking for the actual candle to break and close past the momentum candle, not the higher high. The higher high should be like way up here, and then it comes back down, and then your entry is going to happen in between, right? So yeah, it's. I know you guys. This is still new to a lot of you guys. So just go back and review the videos, and you guys. You know, you'll learn it more from experience and from actual execution. So I'm glad that you guys are answering or asking these questions because I can show you some like live examples, and these live examples are going to help you understand it a lot better because it's different when you're like back testing it, right? It's easier because you're not really waiting for the candle to close. But if you're looking at it live, it helps you guys really understand like, okay, I need to wait for the candle to close, and you're looking for the momentum to pretty much, you know, break past this basically dynamic structure, which are the pivots. So, all right, guys, it's 8:04 right now. If there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to wrap this up for the day. We took one trade today, or let me just show you guys real quick. So let's look at the results for today. So first, took the liquidity push over here. Liquidity went for 300 pips, but I only took it for 100. So I'm only counting the 100 pip win right there. So I made some profit on that right there. Here are all my accounts. And then the second trade over here was the momentum pullback scalp. So for this one over here, I closed out for a small loss because we had that sell signal. But then what happened was when price was sitting around this area and drawdown, I put a buy stop here. And when price shot up, it hit my buy stop and went straight to TP. So I did eat a loss there on my Top Step account, but then I had a win on my MT4 because I actually waited for it to, you know, fill. So for the day so far, let's see, I'll just add my profits real quick. So for the day so far, 15 forward, 40, 1440, 1440, 1440, 320, 640, 740, 740, 1330. So I'm in profit 9,630. Then I took one loss over there on my top step for 1,200. I'm in profit 8,430 for the day total across all my accounts, including the top step. So not too bad day for me here. I took 2 trades. One trade kind of Trap Tuesday-ish with me, and then the other trade was pretty solid, went straight to TP. So not too bad for a Tuesday, Trap Tuesday to be at that. It's just decent profits. It's got to continue to be consistent and continue pushing through with this week. We have Rashida over here, total profit of 718 on our top step account. Nice work right there, Rashida. I'm glad yours is working. At least someone's is working, right? And then we have Rashida's other account over here, total profit of 616 for the day, all wins. So nice work right there, Rashida. Great wins across the board. She took 2 trades just like me, and then she had all wins for the day. We have Kevin over here, total profit or a little small loss of 512 for the day. It looks like Kevin might have taken that momentum pullback scalp with us, and it looks like that might have been the only entry you took. So it's all good. You're going to bounce back from it. Nathan over here with his itchy fingers came back for one more. So he said he was done earlier. He locked in 2,200. He took one more trade and now locked in a total profit of 3,010 for the day. So nice work, Nathan. All right, guys, I think that's it for the day. I don't see any other questions. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Again, if you guys are new here and you guys want to learn these strategies that we're applying here, just go to our website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here. This will give you access to the course, and this is what the course looks like. So the course will look like this. If you want to learn the strategy that we applied today, the momentum pullback scalp, just scroll down to module 4, and there's a video here explaining it in detail. You click on that right there, and it'll give you the video right here. This is all free to you guys. If you guys want to learn the strategies, feel free to join for free. If you guys want the indicators, that's going to be extra. But if you guys just want to learn the strategies and understand what we're doing here, you can go on the website and learn there. Also, if you guys want to review any of the previous live sessions or mentoring sessions from yesterday, just go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/KodiKaiTrades. If you guys aren't already subscribed, I go live about 6 or 7 times a week. So if you guys want to just sit in on the live sessions, whether it's a trading session or a mentoring session, just make sure that you subscribe and turn on notifications right here. And YouTube will send you an email whenever I go live. If you guys want to watch anything, if you go to our YouTube channel, go to live trading sessions, you guys can see all of my live trading sessions here. I have about 721 live trading sessions. If you go down here to the live trading results, I post everyone's results every single day. You can see over here, I have about 186 results videos. So for 186 days, I posted everybody's results. So we haven't gone one day for the past, I think, 2 years now, if not more, where not at least one person has posted profits in our group. I think it's been almost, I don't think we've ever gone a day where not at least one person has posted profits, because the thing with us here is that if you guys have access to the course, I apply one strategy, but I have over 30 strategies here. So there's always somebody in the group applying a different strategy, and they're making profit one way or another. So there's infinite ways to profit with us here. It just depends on what you guys want to do. So other than that, lastly, if you guys want to look at the previous mentoring sessions, just click on mentoring sessions over here. I provide free group mentoring sessions weekly. I have about 200 videos here, basically 200 live mentoring sessions. If you guys ever want to go and review any of the videos here. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. I covered pretty much everything, the website, the YouTube. If there's anything else that you guys have questions about, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. So if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in, and then I will add you to the videos here if you guys want to be showcased on our live trading results. But other than that, that's about it. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you guys back here tomorrow. If you guys